See you, buddy. Just really pleased with the preparation of our football team, our coaches last Saturday, all last week. I love the mindset of our team. Like I said, we went there to win the game. I really felt that we were a better team that night, and I still feel that way after watching the film. Just a couple plays short. Like I said in my press conference after, I wish we could have put our offense in better position to make some plays, especially on the 8-yard line down there. We had a chance to score. Really proud of our defense. For our defense to hold them to 26 points below their season average. First time in 34 games they didn't score 30 points. Dominated the run. Think about this, 6 yards rushing, tied for the lowest rushing yards in school history. And they've had some great football teams here that have gone there. And that's you got to give the credit to our players and give the credit to our defensive coaches for holding them to 6-yard rush. I thought that was a phenomenal deal and shows that we are physically tough here at LSU. 4 of 13 on third down, 30%. They were first in the country. I just thought our defense whooped their offense's butt. I thought they did a great job. And Damone Clark and Neil Farrell played an outstanding job. But give the credit to our coaches. They fought hard. On special teams, we called it the St. Paul's, man. They practice all week. Jack and Avery practice it. Coach Mack put it together, and the situation came up. The first punt, we said it was around the 50. And it's 4th and 5 or less. We're gonna call it, and we called timeout, and we got it called. And Avery ran up there screaming, "Run, run, run!" It was executed perfect. What a great call by Coach Mack, and give credit to Avery and Jack and all the guys that ran the deal. It was a great play, and it was fun to see it, and it was fun to see us put in a position to score. On offense, we got work to do. You know, Ty Davis had 100 yards rushing. I really liked the way he ran the football, but we just couldn't get a steady pace ahead of the change. We fall behind the change, and their pass rush was too much for us at times, and we just didn't have a good enough plan. And this week we're going to let Max start, but we're going to put in Garrett. Garrett's going to get some plays. I already talked to him. And we're going to let the best man win. And, it's time to let Garrett play. He's a great quarterback. I like Max a lot. Max is still our starting quarterback, but I will give Garrett a chance. I talked to him. He wants to play, so he will play against Arkansas. And the guy that ends up playing the best is going to play the most. On Arkansas, Sam Pittman is a great coach, great offensive line coach. I'm so glad to see the job that he's doing at Arkansas. I'm happy for him. He's a good man. He's a hard-working man. He's a spread on offense. He's an offensive line that's very well coached. Big quarterback that's going to run the ball, hurry up offense, led by Traylon Burks. I recruited Traylon, a great basketball player, a great young man. I feel like he's one of the best players on the team, one of the best players in the SEC. On defense, their coach is a great coach, 3-2-5, 3-2-6 scheme with 5 returning starters, 24 points per game. They're very multiple. Trey Williams, defensive end, 55, leads them in sacks. Monteric Brown and Grant Morgan, outstanding players. This is a very well-coached team, a hard-playing team. Any questions?
Ed, good morning. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. With Garrett and Max, you kind of mean like they'll split reps in practice and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or in the game, they'll kind of both share time and then one will take over at some point?
Both. They'll split reps in practice, and we're going to play both Max and Garrett. Max is going to start, but I'm going to give Garrett significant snaps at the beginning of the game, and then we'll see how it goes.
Hey, Coach, after 9 games this year, do you feel like offensively you don't have an identity or things you can hang your hat on, or how do you look at your offense?
Yeah, it sort of looks like that, to be honest with you. I wish we had more of an identity of what we're doing. Things break down. Obviously, I thought our run game came alive against Florida. Our protection, we're still having problems in our protections. We're still not efficient on third down. That's more or less some play calling, more or less some execution.
Hey, Coach, up here to your left. Obviously, you kind of alluded to it in your opening statement about being encouraged about the way you played.
Yeah.
Obviously, raising the level for Alabama is one thing. How confident are you that they can carry this into the remainder of the schedule?
I feel good about it. I feel good about the mindset of the team. You know, Tommy and Moffitt, we always work out on Monday morning. The team was great this morning. You know, I told them, man, you play like this, we may win the rest of our games and go to a bowl, and they deserve that. But we got to take it one at a time. Arkansas is a very good team. They have a very good record. But I think this team's going to finish strong. I see a lot of fight in them. I see a lot of guys getting opportunity, like Sony Fanu getting opportunity, wanting to playing their butts off. There's a lot of older guys, Neil Farrell. They came back to have a good year, and this means a lot. Not only the record, but these guys are playing to go to the NFL, and they want to have a good showing.
Ed, how much will the Max and Garrett split be the theme going forward for the quarterback situation?
Yeah, it'll be 50-50 in practice. We'll let them split it, and we haven't decided. Jake and I talked about it this morning. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to do it in the game. It may be first quarter, second quarter, maybe a couple series. This series, it all depends how practice goes, depends how the game plan is. But we'll see. We'll see. If Max plays better than Garrett, he's going to be the starter. If Garrett plays better than Max, he's going to be the starter. We'll let him battle it out.
Hey, Coach. Is blitzing, as much as you did in the Alabama game, is that going to continue to be a part of the game plan? And was having a lot of starters out of the secondary kind of the reason for that?
It was a combination of both. We felt that we weren't playing the run very well in our base 4-3 defense, so we wanted to give them different looks, what we did. We stemmed out of a 3-4 look a lot of times, which gave them problems. They weren't ready for it. We're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to expound on our blitz package and see where it takes us. But it is good. It's a combination of both. You know, we have a package that we show a bare front, but we drop 8, which is good with 3-man rush. And we have one we're playing zero coverage. We never played zero coverage since I've been the head coach here. And it was a reason for the sack fumble at the end. It worked very well. Now you're gambling. You're playing zero coverage. One busted coverage is a touchdown. But yes, we're going to continue to do it.
Ed, you talked last week, I believe, about Garrett has he had the opportunity to redshirt or the opportunity to play more. In the discussion, just talk about the discussions with him to go forward with this plan. How much he's eager to try to play, because he could end up burning the whole year.
Yeah,
Obviously.
he was mad. He was mad he didn't play. And I talked to his father, Doug, who I respect a lot, and we had talked on Thursday. They had to be snaps where they were significant, and that if we put him in, he's going to play the rest of the year. And I didn't feel that was time to throw him in there for a couple of plays and then us burn his redshirt year. I didn't want to do that to him. And he came in the office yesterday and was adamant about playing. His father called Jake and said, listen, hey, here's the plan. He wants to play. Let him play. So that's what we're doing. So obviously, it looks like right now he may not redshirt. It all depends how the game goes, but that's his choice, and that's what he wants to do.
Coach, could you go over the 2 fourth-down plays late in the game on the goal line, and then the one to Besh, like looking at the film and what you went over with Max? And some people say Max holds the ball a little too long, but all the hits he's taken too, is that causing him to be a little quick with the passes?
Max has done very well taking some hits, and he's completed some balls, and he's hung in there like a man. Sometimes he does hold the ball too long. Jack was open, the ball was high. True. And he had pressure on him, but Jack was open. If the ball was a little bit lower, Jack would have called it. I thought it was a good call. The ball was too high.
Couple of things, Ed. Is it a mechanics thing with Max that it seems like a lot of those balls were sailing on him, one? And two, in this situation, sometimes coaches can't get players to play hard, but you've managed to do that. What do you attribute that to?
Well, it was Alabama LSU, number one. And we knew we had to play lights out just to stick with them. We knew that. And we're prepared to do that. I think the end of the year, some people may be looking to quit the year and had enough. I don't see that in this team. I don't see that in me for sure. I'm going to enjoy all these 3 weeks every day, love coaching for the Tigers. And I think when you have proper leadership, that this team is going to finish strong. You got guys like Damone Clark, Neil Farrell, Ty Davis coming around. These guys want to finish strong. So I'm not worried about that. With Max, it is mechanics sometimes, but it is a matter of his proper reads. Where should he go according to the coverage? Sometimes he's doing it right, sometimes he's doing it wrong.
Coach, not a lot of people had seen the animation from you on the sideline Saturday. Is this what you were talking about, the weight lifted off, and is it just you having more fun? And why haven't you been like that previous to this year, do you think?
That's a good question. You know, just going into that stadium, there had been so much made of the statement that I made, and they were going to do this to me and all that stuff. I just wanted to compete, and I love competing. And you know, I don't take things said about me personally. I don't take that lightly. I can't say nothing about it, but I can do something about it. And neither I or our team was intimidated by anybody, and I mean anybody, on the sideline of Alabama or in the stadium. We went there to win. No disrespect to them. Great coaches, great team, great fans, but we were not going to go in there and get intimidated. So that's what you saw. Good question.
Ed, just injury updates for the week. Mason, Cordell, Sage, Major, any of them could come back?
Yeah, Sage is not going to be back. We may get Mason back the last game. I don't know yet. We should get Cordell Flott back this week. The rest of the guys are going to be okay. Some of the guys are limited right now, but those are the guys that I know for sure. Sage and Mason will not play this week.
With so many starters out on your defensive line, but you still have Neil Farrell, Glenn Logan, but you've had a couple of young guys like B.J. Ojulari and Jacqueline Roy contribute this season. What have you seen out of those two younger guys? What do they bring to the table?
Yeah, B.J. is a force, and he's a force on special teams too. Outstanding player. All B.J. ever says is yes, sir. He's a great young man. Great worker. I've seen a lot of maturity in Jacqueline Roy. I feel that both of those young men have a chance to be high draft picks. I've seen Jacqueline Roy learn his craft, come to work, is in better condition, has a great attitude towards work all day. So if he continues that, I think he's ended up being a great player here. And also Sonny. You look at Sonny. Sonny's played tackle, nose, in for us. He finally got his chance to start. He was in the big game. He loved it. He did very well. I'm so happy for those guys that kept on fighting.
Coach, after the way the year has gone, how much would it mean to the team to make a bowl game?
It mean a lot. I think it mean a lot. And it starts with Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? I think that these guys want to keep on playing. I think it's good for the team. I think it's good for the younger guys to have 15 extra practices. There's a lot of guys with the skills we can get better at. I think it would be good for everybody. As long as it has blue water and white beaches.
I know it's been probably a couple weeks since we asked you about this, but do you guys expect to have Derek Stingley back at all this year?
Not that I know of. I haven't heard anything different. Nothing has changed that I know of.
Coach, Keyshawn Butte's been out of the lineup for a while, but do you feel like you're still kind of trying to make up for his absence in terms of explosive plays?
Yeah, he's a dominant player. It's hard to replace that guy. Not that other guys are not as good. They just haven't come as fast as Keyshawn has. Keyshawn's a dominant player. He's just like those guys who just went to the NFL. He's a first-round pick. He's a great route runner, speed, strong hands. We haven't replaced him, no doubt. But we have some young guys that I think eventually are going to be as good.
Ed, I know you started your coaching career basically at Arkansas as an assistant strength coach 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Could you have imagined back then, what were you hoping that your career would be? And it could, obviously, I'm sure you're just looking for a foot in the door, right, at that
Yes.
point. Could
Yeah.
you have imagined what this journey would be like, good and bad, throughout your career?
Think about this. I went there. I made $25 every 2 weeks. That was my check. I lived in the dormitory, and I remember going, man, you get to eat, so I can go and eat. And then I walked there on Saturday morning, and I saw something white, a big bowl of white stuff. And I asked my partner, I said, what is that? He said, that's gravy. I said, no, gravy ain't white where I'm from. But, it was a great experience. My first time in Division I football. They let me be a strength coach. I was assistant strength coach, really a GA. Then Coach Hatfield brought me on the field. I worked with Coach Hatfield and Coach Goldsmith. And then they taught me how to break down film. I was always there early in the morning. I worked with Coach Hatfield on special teams. It was a wonderful experience. And that experience at Arkansas got me to be a G at Miami because those guys knew Coach Johnson in Tuberville. So it was a great connection. It was a great springboard. No, I never dreamed all this stuff was happening. I'm very thankful. And I loved Arkansas. I really had. Dean Weber hired me there. He's still a good friend of mine. Coach Hatfield will come have breakfast with me when we go up there. I made a lot of great friends. It's a great place.
Coach, assuming you guys become bowl eligible, these guys that are out for the year but not serious injuries,
Yeah.
these lingering things, will any of them be healthy for the bowl?
Hopefully. We haven't gone that far, but I think Mason Smith is a guy that maybe the last game he's going to be healthy. I think there's a couple of guys that could be. I don't think Kayshawn will be, nothing like that, or Elias, or I don't expect Derek to be there. But maybe a couple of other guys will get healthy. We haven't been that far. We haven't gone that far. Everybody good? All right, thank you, guys. Have a good day. Go Tigers.